Shabbat Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of America. To let the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know the true children of Israel. And to let you know salvation is only for you. First off, we want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to the elders, bless the elect out there, serving in truth and sincerity. Today's Easter Sunday, so we're gonna get into that rhetoric, so to speak, and where the true origins of that so-called holiday comes from. Do you have any precepts you want to start off with?
Yes, sir. Is that Ezekiel? No.
Because it's all pagan worship. None of this is of the Spirit, it's of the Bible.
It's just a holiday, so-called holiday for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But to try to throw Yahushai, our Lord Yahushai, mixing it with y'all pagan holidays. Yahushai is y'all backbone to celebrate y'all holidays, man.
They pagan holidays.
Yeah. Y'all pagan
heathen, man. But it all goes back to them heathen, man, too. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
That's right. The Lord deals with the house of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He said, go not into the way of the heathen. Follow the Most High. Don't be as these other nations out here celebrating Christmas, Easter, you know what I'm saying, Valentine's Day, all these pagan holidays, pagan worship, going after other gods.
Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
That's right. The sun, the moon, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. It's all based off sun worship. That's why you go to church on Sunday. That's why, you know what I'm saying, everything that you do is based off of either old Babylonian, old Egyptian practice. That's why we call them Babylonian Christians. Their whole doctrine comes from Babylon.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
That's right. The heathen, they might get scared of them or they might worship them. That's a heathen doctrine. That's not a doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You got that? At Easter.
It's book of Acts 12:1. Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
That's right. He said the days of unleavened bread. That's about the time that he did that he killed James and get Peter next.
And when he apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
That's right. So it said the days of unleavened bread, then it said Easter. So when that doesn't add up. So when you go into the scriptures, when you break down the Greek word right there is Pesach, which is the Greek way of basically saying Passover. So they wasn't celebrating no Easter. They wasn't dying no eggs, waiting for a bunny. You know what I'm saying? Or they wasn't basically because so-called Easter is basically celebrating the Lord rising. They wasn't celebrating the Lord rising. They were celebrating us coming out of Egypt. It's a whole difference. So it may say Easter in your Bible, but when you go deeper into it, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about the Passover.
Which proves for you niggas out there that don't want to go into the Hebrew, don't want to go into the Greek. That's why when the brother Amashah Ba'ala, when he asked them, well, it said they were celebrating Easter in the scripture, so do y'all celebrate Easter? And what did that nigga say? He said, you know what that means. Which proves that you have to go into the Greek and the Hebrew to really understand the word, man. Give me something right quick. 1 Timothy 2:15, 2 Timothy 2:15. Because for you to say that you don't have to go into the Hebrew or the Greek to understand this word, then you just retarded. You basically are reprobate. Because you really don't want to accept your judgment, or you don't want to give out that judgment that's got to go to Esau, that's got to go to the 2/3, that got to go to America. You don't want to give that judgment out. Therefore, your way to mingle out of that, to weasel out of that, is for you to say you don't have to go into the Hebrew, you don't have to go into the Greek.
If I might add on to that, like we always say, if you're just going off of face value, you know, if you go off of face value off of every scripture you read, then the Lord is more likely not working with you.
You want to go be in the church?
Yeah, because the Lord put the spirit on certain brothers. Really, all the brothers that's sincere, like the brother said, to go into these words, man. That's the only way you're gonna understand the scriptures. You gotta go into these words, the Greek and the Hebrew. It's 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High.
Yeah, when that approved, that means accepted too, man. So and it says study to show thyself approved, accepted. Because to be accepted of the Most High, of course, the Most High he choose you, you can't choose him. But once he bring you into that fold, to that understanding, if you really love the Most High, you will study to show yourself approved. Because when you have a big test coming up, in order to pass that test, you study for that test. You don't just go early in the morning and hope that you'll make it. Hope that you'll pass the test. If you really want to pass that test, you'll study for it. So that's what we're doing. Because it's going to be a time where everybody on the face of this earth is going to be tested. That your faith is going to be tested, man. If you ain't got faith right now to go out and teach the word, you ain't got faith to want to understand the Hebrew, if you ain't got faith to, in the scriptures it says in Ecclesiastes, be not ignorant in no little thing. So it tells you to go and get into everything. But don't go all super deep and then you end up getting bugged out, because the scriptures also say, search not out the things that are too hard for thee. Because that's when people, they start coming up with their own doctrine, because they try to make sense of things that's not meant to make sense. So therefore you fill in the blanks with your opinions and your assumptions, and then you teach that, and then you got people following you, and then there you go. You didn't scatter the flock. Now you just sat there and scattered the flock.
Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. Yep. A workman that needed not to be ashamed.
Yep, a workman that needed not to be ashamed. People out here making $15, $20, $24 an hour. They ain't tripping off what they work, the work they do, because they got a good pay in it, man. So what we doing, we gonna get paid for this. We're gonna have a great reward in the kingdom of heaven. It's not meant for us to have a great reward at this moment. The only reward we need right now is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, these scriptures, man, the brotherhood. All the women, you know what I'm saying, the riches, the rest, all of that is gonna come in our kingdom. We still slaves, man. We just free through this truth. We understand. The Most High gave us understanding. That's why we don't celebrate Easter. We don't celebrate Christmas and New Year's and all of that. Because the Most High gave us understanding that is heathenistic. That's not of our custom. You have people that sit out here and say they love the Most High, but they rather keep the trend of this world. They rather keep the holidays that this world keep, opposed to the holy days that's in the scripture. That don't make sense at all. For you to say you love the Most High, but you don't keep none of his holy days, man.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Yeah, rightly dividing the word of truth. In order to rightly divide the word of truth, you have to go into the Hebrew and you have to go into Greek. You have to go into Hebrew and the Greek because you got to know that Easter is talking about the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Just like Egypt, that's a Greek word, right? The Greeks came way after the Hebrews, way after the Egyptians. After the Hebrews came out of Egypt and had our land and all of that. So they put that word in there. So once you know that, it's like, what else did they do? You know, that's when you got to rightly divide the word of truth, man. Because sometimes you might look up a word and you know it's talking about the Israelite foreigners. Like you look up Gentile, you know it's talking about the Israelite foreigners. But the definition that Esau give you is talking about actual Gentiles or something. So in order to rightly divide that, you use the context around that passage, around that precept. Who is this verse pertaining to? Line upon line. That's also studying to show yourself approved, man. You can't just take this for face value. Because you'll have niggas out there that'll teach, look, they celebrated Easter, it's okay. Just like you have the pastors, man. You fake ass Israelites, y'all niggas out there probably hunting for eggs right now.
That's right.
Dying, they dyed eggs last night. Only fucking dying eggs and doing the Cupid shuffle all day. You got time for that shit.
This is a church prone area, man. There's a lot of churches around here that smell just like straight eggs, man. So you know they celebrate this shit. Oh, that was into that.
That was in Acts. You know, when a brother sent me an article, we was gonna, you know, read through the article. Jake ain't worried about us out here. They got eggs to hunt. Right. I don't know what the hell a rabbit got to do with an egg, but
see what it is. The article break it down.
Jake can't tell you. No, I'm just saying, like, far as Jake understands, they just do it because it's wicked.
Right. They doing what their parents taught them, and they doing what their parents taught them. Which is what the heathen taught them. They're just going off of what they know and what they seem is relevant. What's the current event or the hot thing to do at this time of the season?
Yeah, because like I was talking to a woman, I'm like, man, you know, why don't you cover yourself up? You know, stop having your titties all out. My titties ain't out. If your shirt is shaped like this, your titties is out. I'm a man. I know what men look at. And I know when men see that, what they think and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But and then, you know, leggings, she started speaking on leggings and shit. I'm like, yeah, that is just like the sluttiest thing ever. I don't understand why bitches wear leggings for pants. Like, they just be out there wearing pants. Like, and she said, that's the new trend. And I was like, exactly. So people sit here and try to say that they love the Most High, but they try to keep up with this world, man. You can't do that. There's no way that you can worship the Most High and keep up with this world, because eventually you're going to do what? You're going to fall into this world. And then this world is going to engulf you, and then you're going to be right back into the world, and you're going to be bugged out, man. Like all the people that the elders be speaking of, that was in the old school, I can't really speak too much on it, but I wasn't there. But obviously, they got choked out by the riches of this world.
I got you. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world. These are the things that are in the world.
Yeah, you're not supposed to love this world. These are the things that are in this world. You sit here trying to save up and get a Bugatti or some shit. Why? That's all that money you're sitting there saving up and wasting. You ain't paying bills because you want to get this Bugatti. Once you get this damn Bugatti, it's like, Yeah, 1.5 to 2 mil. And your insurance is pretty much 10% of what you paid. So that's like 200 million. I mean, 200,000.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be able to pay 200,000, approximately 200,000 on car insurance.
You don't let nothing go wrong with it.
Don't, because you can't go to the junkyard and get a part for it. But that's what Jake want to do. They want to, you know what I'm saying, keep up with this world. Even Jake, you know, average Jake around here, most of the entertainers, they sit here and try to keep up with the entertainers. The entertainers try to keep up with Esau, and Jake try to keep up with the entertainers, and the younger generation try to keep up with, you know, older Jake. It's all out of order, man. You have nobody teaching and preaching how it's supposed to be done but the men of the Lord. And that's why we understand through the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua why some of our people gotta die. Period, point blank.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yep, if any man love the world, the love of the Father ain't in you. Because if you had the love of the Father, which is keeping the commandments, you're not gonna love the world. Why? Because the world ain't gonna love you. It says in the scripture the world love its own. They're not gonna love somebody that's against what they stand for, which is wickedness at the end of the day. You can't eat from the table of the Lord and the table of devils, man. Basically, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't sit here and worship the Most High how you want to worship the Most High. I was thinking earlier, fucking watching 14th Street Israelite, old gay ass, and I'm like, he talking about, you know, you don't have to really go out in the winter and all of that. Well, basically, you saying you can go out when you want to. It shouldn't be, you know, like a weekly basis or whatnot.
Right.
Well, I'm like, well, what about Jonah? Jonah basically didn't want to worship. He didn't want to do the work, basically. He ran from the work. So what the Most High did, he warned him. They like, man, somebody on this boat ain't right, man. We got to figure this out. And when they found out what they did, they threw him overboard, man. And the Most High, he preserved him so he can go out and do that work. But we ain't in that time for the Most High to be preserving niggas. Because it's judgment time, man. We in the last days. So it's either you down for this truth or you not for it at all, man. If you're not going to be serious with this shit, go ahead and do your wicked, your wickedness, man. Go ahead and do your wicked plans that you got. Go ahead and celebrate Easter. Celebrate 4th of July and celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all of that, man. Celebrate your birthday too, man. Live it up. Because you don't want the Most High's kingdom to come. You want Esau to keep ruling, man. More of that.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Yeah, everything that's in this world is of the world. It's not of the Most High. The Most High is not going to, well, I'm going to say Yahushua, when he come back on his glorious chariot, he's not going to try and get a Bugatti and paint it gold. You got a chariot. Why would you want something of this world, man? We were speaking on that last night. It's temporal, man. Because like he said, something can happen to that Bugatti. You know? They always talking about they found chariots, crashed chariots. So the angels can't drive now. Basically what you telling them. They know exactly where they're going. Because it ain't like they go, they disappear on your ass.
Ain't like they run out of, ain't like they run on gas.
Right.
Run out of gas in midair.
You gotta understand, they actually understand the elements, man. So that your engine, what your engine is made out of elements, and the gas is elements. So they already understand they don't need the damn gas, man. Yeah. All right. We're gonna jump into this article, man. All right. Of course, you know it's Easter. It says we're gonna kind of breeze through it. It's not too long, but you know, of course, it's information brothers most likely already know, or brothers can look up, you know, for themselves. You know, as far as brothers that's just now coming in, you know, hey, this might be the first video they watching, man. We out here for the elect. We don't care about niggas that don't want it, man, or But it says Easter is a day that is honored by nearly all the contemporary Christianity and is used to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, whom the world called Jesus Christ. The holiday often involves a church service at sunrise, a feast which includes an Easter ham.
It's gone off because you're not supposed to eat pork.
Decorated eggs, and stories about rabbits.
And what does a mammal have to do with eggs? I mean, just put two and two together, man. This whole doctrine of Easter makes absolutely no sense. That's why we in Babylon. It's all confusion.
But see, and Jake ain't even wise enough to realize that rabbits don't lay eggs.
Yeah.
They don't. They probably actually think
I'm gonna do a survey.
I was about to say I want to do a survey and actually go around and ask Jake, do rabbits lay eggs, man?
I'll do one tomorrow when I go to work. I have a question of the day every day at work. That's gonna be the question of the day tomorrow.
If I can add on to what you were saying, brother. Can you read the top of that article before we started?
It says Easter is a day that is honored by nearly all the contemporary Christianity and is used to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Exactly, just like we were saying earlier. Two-thirds y'all use our Lord Yahushua as y'all backbone to celebrate y'all wicked holidays, man. You can't mix the truth with a lie. That's a lie, and that's an excuse to do wickedness, man. Our people don't see it. All they see, oh, it's Easter. The Lord rose on this day. Well, where's your proof that the Lord rose? What is Easter, man? That's all I'm saying. Actually, I have to do something.
Yeah, we'll get into the article. We got a precept. It says those who love truth learn to ask questions.
There you go.
And
Jake don't ask no questions, man. They just do it.
Face value.
And many questions, hey, and that goes to show you these niggas that don't want to go in depth into the words, man, the definitions. It show you right there. They don't love truth, because it says those who love truth learn to ask questions.
Hey, and going back to I believe the book of Exodus, when it was around time of the Passover, the Lord said, when your children shall ask, what is the meaning of this service? Tell them that this is the day that the Lord brought us out of Egypt. Yep. Jake don't ask no questions, because they don't love truth.
It says, and many questions must be asked regarding the holiday of Easter. Is it truly the day when the one who the world, I'm going to just read it verbatim. Is it truly the day when Jesus arose from the dead? Where did all of the strange customs come from, which have nothing to do with the resurrection of our Savior? The purpose of this track is to help answer those questions and to help those who seek truth to draw their own conclusions. And really, you can't really have your own conclusions because you got to filter everything through the scriptures. The first thing we must understand is that professing Christians were not the only ones who celebrated the festival called Easter. It says in parentheses, not parentheses, a quote, quotation marks, Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, was a day that commemorated the resurrection of one of their gods that they called Tammuz, who was believed to be the only begotten son of the moon goddess and the sun god.
There you go. Trying to make Yahweh shine. Basically, they excuse to worship another god.
In those ancient times, there was a man named Nimrod, who was the grandson of one of Noah's son named Ham. Ham had a son named Cush, who married a woman named Semiramis. Cush and Semiramis then had a son named Nimrod. After the death of his father, Nimrod married his own mother and became a powerful king.
That goes back in the Jeremiah. That goes back into Jeremiah 10, talking about the heathen customs. You know what I'm saying? You gonna marry your moms?
Because that's in the laws that tell you.
Nasty, period.
Yeah, kind of, that's what I'm saying. I mean, common sense tell you it's nasty. You know? But even, if you want proof on it, oh, that's 10. Even if you want proof on it, the scriptures say that, man. The scriptures say that you're not supposed to, marry your close kin. You can marry your cousin, but you can't, as a man, you can't mess with your auntie, your mom, or your sister, or your son's wife, and as a female, vice versa, man.
What up?
What's up? Yeah, I know. Reading the Bible. All right. Yeah. What's up? Okay, where we at? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna read back up. It says, you see the nigga didn't have nothing to say, so ain't no point in telling me coming. That's what I just said.
He was confused.
He said it's Tim. Yeah, I know.
Did you celebrate this?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say.
Tim, how you doing today?
It says Ham had a son named Cush who married a woman named Semiramis. Cush and Semiramis then had a son named him Nimrod. After the death of his father, Nimrod married his own mother and became a powerful king. The Bible tells of this man Nimrod in Genesis 10 and 8 to 10 as follows: And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. And it said what? The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, which goes to the Hebrew word Babal, which means confusion. So from the beginning of a heathen kingdom, it was nothing but confusion already. Why? Because they didn't have the laws, the statutes, and the commandments.
Yesterday, the Lord chose the mighty giants out of the earth. They was destroyed because they didn't have the knowledge. They didn't have wisdom.
Hold on, wait, I gotta appreciate it. Let me go down correctly. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
That's right. He taught you law, statutes, and commandments, what to keep you upright, to keep you in your place, so you know how to conduct yourself, so you know how to separate the wrong from the right. It's plain. You do this, you don't do this. Don't do this, don't do that. Do this. Eat this, don't eat that.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
This is your what?
This is your wisdom and your understanding.
Wisdom and your understanding. This is how you become a person. This is how you're supposed to be out here. This is how a knowledgeable person is supposed to conduct himself. That's why the other nations aren't on our level. Why? Because they don't have these law, statutes, and commandments.
Hey, here it go right here. For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's right. That's how you wise. What did they say in start the first chapter, I believe. Beginning of wisdom, the fear of
Fear of the Most High, wisdom.
time.
Yeah, time.
How do you do that? By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
It says, "For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself, and keep thou so diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life." And ain't that what happened in slavery? We forgot everything. But now we understand that this is our book, this is our law, statutes, commandments. So what are we supposed to do? Snap out of this world, snap out of the so-called white man's society, out of his system, out of his laws, out of his customs, and get back into ours. Rehearse the righteous acts, man.
It's just through the spirit that we always like. We go over this so constant, man. The scripture says that we should remember ourselves in our captivity. Just that, like my brother said, we're gonna remember that this Bible is for us only. That we meant to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible.
It says, "But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons."
That's right. Teach your whole generations. You know what I'm saying? Your kids to your grandkids to your great-grandkids. Why? So that they'll conduct themselves in the right manner. So that they can be wise in their years. So that you don't have a family full of just wild beasts.
You want to have in this society, it'd be a family that nobody ever went to college. You know, but as far as our society, like you said, it'd be just beasts. And it says, teach thy sons, man, because you teach the man, that man to get he's the head of the house, so he'll have his household in order. That's why the Most High said his men in his pasture, man. Because the Most High is dealing with men. And don't go out to story, oh, you don't deal with a woman. I'm not saying that, but for now, teaching his word and getting his word out is the man's job. The prophets, man, the men of the Lord. The woman's job is to close her mouth and learn from her husband.
You teach your daughter that when she's a young woman. That's how she's going to grow up, and she's going to respect her. She's going to teach her daughter that.
She's supposed to teach her children. The man teach the woman teach the children, man. That's order. Therefore, while the children is learning, the man can be out at war. He can be out working. He can be out getting food for the house. You know, it's all order.
I got a scripture to touch on, exactly what y'all talk about teaching the kids and the topic too. It's Psalms 106 and 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Yep.
They served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood.
Because back then they actually sacrificed their daughters and their sons, man. But how do they do it today? What do they say?
They want their kids to be happy.
Exactly. They want their kids.
Christmas.
They don't want their kids to miss out. Your kid don't give a damn if they celebrate that, man. You the one that want them to celebrate that.
The kids don't even know what the fuck it means.
You the one that got them learning that. If you never teach somebody something, how the hell they gonna miss it? Right. If we never knew about money, why the hell would we miss money? Right. Why would somebody just pop up out of nowhere? Man, I need some money. You know what I'm saying? So if you never taught your kid about Easter, they're not gonna be mad at you that they didn't know Easter. My fucking when I was a junior in high school, my teacher, he don't even know his birthday. He don't even know his birthday. How do he not know his birthday? He didn't get taught his birthday. Or he told me they didn't celebrate birthdays growing up. And he mad about that shit. That's when I was in the world. I'm like, well, your birthday, I celebrate my birthday. But he didn't care about his birthday because he didn't know it. He never celebrated it, so why would he miss it, you know? It's like niggas got your sweet 16 or my 18th birthday wasn't nothing like my 16th birthday. Ooh, my 21 birthday was shit. If you never even had a birthday, you're not gonna even be comparing birthdays, man. That niggas is a day. So, and by that, you spiritually sacrificing your kids, man. But you basically leading them to the slaughter. Because you're not teaching them the right way. That's why when you really break it all down, man, it's like so beautiful, man. The Lord set up men to teach that word. Some of those men might have children that they might be able to sanctify their children, man. The scriptures tell you that, but it says, how do you know? You know, they might be able to sanctify their woman, you know. The scriptures say that, but it's how do you know?
Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions.
Yep.
Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought unto subjection under their hand.
Yep, and that's why we in this condition right now. We went off, even back then, going way back then, we went off from the Most High. So he's like, man, I gotta whoop the hell out of them. So what did he do? He put us under the so-called white man's subjection, man. We lost our heritage. Now it's time to come back to our heritage, but our people want to celebrate Easter. They want to do Christmas presents instead. You get gifts for a week, man. Not saying it's about the gifts, but I'm saying when you compare them to holiday, when you compare that holiday to the holy day, man, you get 6 more days. If you even celebrate Christmas for them, that's all they care about anyways, the gifts. Right. Because right after Christmas spirit is done, everybody's right back to fuck that nigga, man. And they be fighting right on New Year's Eve, man. Yeah. Shooting up the club, shooting up houses. Still gonna have gang rivals. Ain't like the gangs come together just for Christmas spirit. Yeah. If Christmas was so righteous, you wouldn't have trees to get caught on fire. You wouldn't have presents getting stolen and shit. Right.
People going out stealing just so they can buy presents.
Just so they You can't use stealing to justify you. You can't use Christmas to justify. You see why I'm going after the teenagers. You can't use Christmas to justify stealing, man. Because Satan can't curse himself. He basically uses something wicked to justify something else that's wicked. You curse Satan, you curse your own soul, man. Got into that?
Okay. Take a pack of matches, steal it, and then you're going home to celebrate a holiday and you set yourself on fire.
Nah. Sacrificing yourself.
Steal some matches to
Hey, and when you really go in, they really sacrificing themselves for the elect. Because somebody gotta die.
Somebody gotta take that life.
Somebody gotta be saved, man. Out here celebrating these heathenistic holidays, they sacrificing themselves for the elect, man. Because the elect, they ain't gonna fold to that, man. Lord willing, we the elect. The elect's not gonna fold to that. But average Jake out here, they don't have no problem doing it, man. They have no problem. And I don't even, hey, Jake, do what you wanna do, man. You deserve to go celebrate Easter. You deserve to go celebrate Easter, man.
New suit and tie. Yeah. Watch the kids say their little Easter speech.
Yeah. Our Easter program, you got an Easter speech in church and shit. Hey, we're gonna get back into the article, man. It says, Nimrod was eventually killed by an enemy, and his body was cut in pieces and sent to various parts of his kingdom. Semiramis had all of the parts gathered except for one part that could not be found.
What part was that?
He's talking about his rod, man. And that goes into the obelisk, man. The phallus symbol, the monument. You know, the Capitol that we was out back in Lincoln last night. That's what it goes back to, man. Nimrod's penis.
Also the Christmas tree.
Yep, that too.
And the elders made a good point about about like they got the Washington Monument. Like pretty much it's a memorial to remember something.
Yeah. That's what a monument is.
You go to so-called St. Peter's Square in Italy, in the Vatican. They got it's like a straight line, then it goes wide, and a semicircle, then it's a straight line with with an obelisk in the middle. It's like a quiver